much. Oh, presidency. Love. That word love. Love comes with many limitations and conditions. True or not? Shake your head like this. True or not? Love comes with limitations and conditions. And love in every facet of any explanation that you can give to that word. Love. Who should not attend this ceremony? Bhagwan says, babies and little children, you should not take them to the cremation or to the burial. Nor should you take them to the cremation site or the burial ground. Baba, whole night the child bawling and crying. Me and know what happened. I need you to jarry the child. I need to smoke you out. Because you know what is the right thing and you know what is the wrong thing, and you still choose to do the wrong thing, and then Baba becomes the blame. Everybody becomes the blame but you. Who is prohibited from attending a funeral? A woman who is pregnant in family way. She should not attend a funeral ceremony. It is not my opinion. It is scripture. Who should not attend the funeral ceremony? A person who has had a critical surgery and is in healing. A person who has eye-related surgeries and any kind of major surgery and is in healing never is allowed to attend a funeral. It prolongs the healing period. Have you ever heard that from the old people before? Did you ever hear that? They probably never read this book. They probably had no idea what this book says. But they knew that it was the wrong thing to do, isn't it? Now you walk in with a walker and you're going in the funeral to see the dead man. One day I made a joke. I made a joke that turned out, you ever hear? Joke the stroke? I made a joke that choked. I go to the cremation.
Jai Jai Shiva Avinashi Harit Paap Kataki Yamutasi Jai 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 Shiva Avinashi Harit Paap Harit Paap Kataki Yamutasi Krishna Govind Govind Gopal Krishna Govind Govind Gopal Bhajo Murali Mano Hare Chandra Bhajo Murali Mano Hare कान्हा करे के जय के प्रीतम की गुनगुन पर मजदूरे आब मेरा काज के जोर पर नहीं दूरे आब मेरा
Satya Sanatan Dharma ki jai. When you look up at the stage and you listen to this singing tonight, the first person that was singing, she needs no introduction. She needs no introduction. When you listen to the second voice that is coming, she needs no introduction. But what brings a joy to my heart is Renuka beating or playing that dola. Let's give her a round of applause. That brings a joy to my heart. Both of you, you're good singers, but she's an excellent dola player. Sorry, I'm here.
राम नाम जपते रहो, हर रहो मन धीर। कारज समीर समार है सीतापति रघुवीर। आते महावीर, आते महावीर, आते महावीर। कारज पूर्ण करके तुम आते महावीर, कारज पूर्ण करके तुम आते महावीर, महावीर कारज पूर्ण करके। आते महावीर, आते महावीर, अब आते महावीर, ओए अब आते महावीर, आते महावीर। कारज पूर्ण करके तुम आते महावीर, महावीर कारज पूर्ण करके। अंजनी को लाल शिव जी को बालक थे, तुम तो है मतवीर। अंजनी को लाल शिव जी को बालक थे, तुम तो है मतवीर। अंजनी को लाल शिव जी को अब कारज पूर्ण करके तुम आते महावीर, महावीर कारज पूर्ण करके। तेरा राम छुपे है सीता लक्ष्मण वीर, तेरा राम हारा। मन में तेरा राम छुपे है सीता लक्ष्मण वीर। विपत्ति में तुम रक्षा कियो, विपत्ति में तुम रक्षा कियो, कृपा सिंधु महावीर। अब आते महावीर, ओए अब आते महावीर, आते महावीर। कारज पूर्ण करके तुम आते महावीर, महावीर कारज पूर्ण करके। आते महावीर, महावीर, आते महावीर, आते महावीर, महावीर, आते महावीर, आते महावीर, आते महावीर, महावीर आते महावीर। कारज पूर्ण करके आते महावीर, महावीर। सीता को लाकर लंक चुरायो, ऋषि भये रघुवीर। सीता को लाकर लंक चुरायो, ऋषि भये रघुवीर। देव मुनि को संत ने जान कर, देव मुनि को संत ने जान कर, जय 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 महावीर। अब कारज पूर्ण करके आते महावीर, महावीर। ओ अंजनी को लालक शिव जी को बालक, तुमको है मतवीर। तुझको नाश करने वाले तुमको है बलवीर। मन में तेरा नाम छुपे है सीता लक्ष्मण वीर। विपत्ति में तुम रक्षा कियो, कृपा सिंधु महावीर। करके आते महावीर महावीर। आते महावीर, आते महावीर, अब आते महावीर, ओए अब आते महावीर, आते महावीर। कार पूरन करके तुम आते महावीर महावीर, कार पूरन करके।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते 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 वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, सच्चे सनातन धर्म की जय। करा हो जाए आरती दीजिए। Let us all please stand as we join in the opening आरती। शुभं करोतु कल्याणं, आरोग्यं सुखसंपदं, मम शत्रु विनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते। सिद्धि बुद्धि प्रदे देवी, भुक्ते मुक्ते प्रदायिनी, मंत्रमूर्ते सदा देवी, महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते। मोकं करोति वाचालं, पंगुलं गयते गिरिं, यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं। भागवत आरती। भगवान की है आरती,
पापियों को पाप से है आरती।
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती,
पापियों को पाप से है आरती।
अमरदन्तये मुक्तिपन्तये पंचम वेद निराला, नवज्योति जगाने वाला।
ये अमरदन्तये मुक्तिपन्तये हरि गान यही वरदान यही, जग के मंगल की आरती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती। शांति दीप पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
शांति दीप पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला, हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला।
ये सुख करनी है दुख हरनी, ये मधुसूदन की आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
मधुर बोल जगपंत बोल, सन्मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
मधुर बोल जगपंत बोल, सन्मार्ग दिखाने वाला, बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही, सबके महिमा की आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती।
पापियों को पाप से है तारती।
शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा। शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
शंकर गुरु शंकर बहतवान शंकर गुरु।
शंकर गुरु शंकर भगवान शंकर गुरु।
नंदी वाहन शंकर शिवा,
नंदी वाहन शंकर शिवा।
नंदी वाहन शंकर शिवा।
नंदी वाहन शंकर शिवा।
बोलो शंकर शिवा,
बोलो शंकर शिवा।
बोलो शंकर शिवा।
बोलो शंकर शिवा।
नागा भोजन शंकर शिवा।
नागा भोजन शंकर शिवा।
ओ नागा भोजन शंकर शिवा।
नागा भोजन शंकर शिवा।
शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
शिवा शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
ओ शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
शंकर शिवा शंकर शिवा, शंभु महादेव शंकर शिवा।
नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम, नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा।
नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम, नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा।
नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा
नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण 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 ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा जय सद्गुरुदेवा जय सद्गुरुदेवा जय सद्गुरुदेवा
जय 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 भागवतम जय 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 भागवतम
जय 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 भागवतम जय 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 भागवतम
जय 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 भागवतम जय 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 भागवतम
जय 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 भागवतम जय 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 भागवतम
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती
पापियों को पाप से तारती
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती
पापियों को पाप से तारती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
पापियों को पाप से तारती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
पापियों को पाप से तारती
वृंदावन मेरे लाल की जय सच्ची सनातन धर्म की जय आसन पर बैठे मेरे soul please be seated. This evening once more on behalf of our president and members of the Ganesh Utsav Foundation, I take this opportunity to welcome one and all who have come to join with us in our devotions. This evening we pay special tribute to the lotus-like feet of all our Brahman devatas. To all of those who are listening to us and to all of those who are viewing us via our radio and our TV broadcast, we say a special welcome. To those who are listening to us locally, regionally, or even internationally, we want to thank you for allowing us to keep your company for the next hour and a half. And so to our kind and our corporate sponsors, we express sentiments of gratitude and expressions of thanks. This evening in preparation for Katha, Hajod Binti Karu, let us bow our heads in prayer as we pray. Hari Om Viganeshwaraya Varadaya Surapraya Lambodharaya Sakalaya Jagathitaya Nagasrutya ke Vibhushitaya Gauri Sutaya Gananath Namo Namaste Saraswati Namastubhya Varane Kamarupini Vidyarambam Karishami Siddhirbhavatu Me Sada Vande Deva Umapatim Surugurum Vande Jagatakaranam Vande Pannagabhushanam Mrigamara Vande Pashunapatim Vande Surusushankaranganenam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhakta Janadhara Kapirara Vande Shiva Shankaram Trayambakam Yajamai Sugandim Pushti Vardanam Urvarukamiva Vandanat Mrityur Mukshayamamritat Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangulam Gaite Girim Yatkripatmaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri. Think of your Guru tonight. Tasmai Shri. With all your love, तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुरावर नो रघुवर विमन यश जोदायक पले बोधहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बलभूत विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार नासे रोग हरि सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट से हनुमानि छुड़ावे मन कर्म वचन ध्यान जोड़ावे। जय 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 हनुमानि गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर होय झूठ ही वंदी महासुख होय। वृंदावन कृष्ण चंद्र जी की जय शरणम जननी मां जय जग जननी मां। जननी मां जय जग जननी मां।
जय जग जननी मां।
प्रेम वाहिनी मां
प्रेम वाहिनी मां
प्रेम वाहिनी मां
प्रेम वाहिनी मां
ज्ञान वाहिनी मां
ज्ञान वाहिनी मां।
जननी मां जय जग जननी मां।
जननी मां जय जग जननी मां।
जगदोदारिणी मां
जगदोधारिणी मां
जगदोदारिणी मां
जगदोधारिणी मां
काली कपालिनी मां
काली कपालिनी मां
जननी मां जय जग जननी मां।
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 Clap your hands, sing with me everybody. जननी मां जय जग जननी मां।
जननी मां जय जग जननी
Jaganani Ma. Jagadodari Ma. Jagadodari Ma. Kalkapalini Ma. Jai Jaganani Ma. जय लक्ष्मी कल्याणी मैया जय लक्ष्मी कल्याणी जय लक्ष्मी कल्याणी Jai Lakshmi Kalyani Mai. Before I tell what the Garud Puran is going to sing, tonight we're going to listen to some of the actions that we perform and the torments that I enjoyed because of the actions that would have been performed. But you see, I don't want to tell you too much about that. So I've chosen to take some of the time and tell the Bhagavad Katha. In the Bhagavad Katha, it talks. The Katha is being told by Sukdev Muni to Raja Parikshit. Raja Parikshit has 7 days to live. Cindy, in your 7 final days, what will you do? How will you spend your 7 final days of your life? Auntie Shanti, how will you spend your 7 final days of life? What will you do? Imagine you have a ticket booked for a particular day and you're going on a trip. You have all the time to pack your suitcase and to make all the preparations to go, but you know when you do it? You know when you do it? When do you do it? And then because you do it in a rush, you pack unnecessary things. Then when you do it in a rush, you're confused and you carry confusion with you. One day, packing the suitcase in a rush, I packed the pillow from the bed. I packed the blanket from the bed. I packed the wet towel that I wipe my skin with. And I had no clue because I was confused. And you know who got me confused? Auntie Pam. All the way in India. Confused totally. When I reached the airport at the check-in, the bag is overweight. And they're asking me, what do you have in there? And in my mind, I'm saying, what do I really have in there? When I open, I'm pulling out pillow. You know what the check-in counter people look at me like? But then look who is my friend. Tonight, the Bhagavad Katha is being told to the king who is preparing for that. There is only one thing, one eventual outcome to life. We will all die. Raja Parikshit listens, and so he begins to tell about a Brahmana, a holy man, whose name was Ajamil. Ajamil was a holy, pious, noble Vipra, a Pandit, living by means of performing rituals. Performed rituals to the king, performs rituals for everybody. But Ajamil, this holy man, one day while coming from his puja, holding his chori in his hand and walking, Ajamil stumbled on a madhushala. What is a madhushala? Madhushala. Have you ever heard that before? Stumbled on the madhushala, the rum shop. And stumbling on the madhushala, Ajamil saw inside of there Sundar Ladki. Sundar means, and Ladki is what? Oh, you all know? Nachata bachata. You know what was happening in there? Music and dancing. They were all intoxicated. And so dancing, what will happen? Ajamil, the holy man, started to lust. And lusting after one of these beautiful girls that he saw inside of there, Ajamil had no control over his lust. There is a difference between love and lust. There is a difference between love and lust. How can we tell the difference? Are we intelligent enough to cipher or to figure out which one is love and which one is lust? Because they both seem to be the same. And so Ajamil every day, though he had no ritual to perform, he would put himself in a position, you know what? To peep and to see the dancing that was going on. We live in a world among people who think that when you have on the Indian wear, then is when you have to be holy. Then is when you have to be divine. And after you take out your holy wear, you could be like Ravan. You could be like Lankini. You could be like a demon. We live in a world among people who believe that when I stand in the temple, I'm divine. And after you come out of the temple, you better run when you see them. We live in a world where we believe that God only exists on a Sunday or a Thursday. Our fasting days are Thursday, we'll go to the puja on that day. What kind of effort do we make when it comes to worship and Bhagwan, God? Last night I looked at Mama and her sister, I don't know who it is, and she said to me, we hired a car and we came all the way from Felicity. And I said, you know what will make me really happy? She said, I came here just to see you. I said, you know what will make me really happy? If I could see you tomorrow. She said, well, I'll just have to hire the car again. And as I walked in, she's the first person that you will see. Effort. When you make one footstep towards Bhagwan, he will make thousands of footsteps towards you. But your intention must be pure. Your intention must be pure. Ajamil, putting himself in this place to see and to peep. Maybe he was Trinidadian, he's peeping. Ajamil, what will happen? The Bhagavad tells us, Narayana, Narayana, Jai Govinda Hare, Narayana, Sri Narayana, Jai Gopal Hare. Sing with me, everybody. Narayana,
Narayana, Jai Govinda Hare, Narayana, Sri Narayana, Jai Gopal Hare.
Narayana, Narayana, Jai Govinda Hare, Narayana, Sri Narayana, Jai Gopal Hare.
Narayana, Narayana, Jai Govinda Hare, Narayana, Sri Narayana, Jai Gopal Hare.
Ajamil is almost 80 years old, and the girl that he's lusting after is young, in her youth. She sees an opportunity to get paisa. What is paisa? Money. She sees an opportunity to get money. She doesn't think about age. She doesn't think about status. She doesn't think about respect. She doesn't think about anything. She's seeing an opportunity. Tonight I want to tell you, character above all. Character above everything, anything and anybody. Character. Ajamil, lusting after her, she took full advantage of the opportunity. And so she moved into the home of Ajamil and she started to live with him. But you know what happened? At his ripe age, she was now in family way, she was pregnant. Everybody was confused and everybody started to talk and laugh about Ajamil. We live in a world among people who talk with you and then they talk about you. Do you know that? We live in a world among people who laugh with you and then they laugh at you. We live in a world where people come to tell you what others have said, but they never say what they said. We live in a world among many people who pretend. Tonight we will listen to what the Garud Puran talks about pretenders. In their next life, I'll tell you, I can't wait. They're born leeches. In their next life, they're born fleas on dogs and cats and animals. Parasites. That's what they're formed as. I'll tell you, very horrific. That's why I don't want to go too much into that. I too got frightened before I came. Ajamil, he was elated, he was happy, but there was no money because character was lost. And so no money, no income, what will happen? Ajamil now started to steal. Ajamil now started to beg. And from being very wealthy, Ajamil now became poor. His wife, she was disappointed in Ajamil. And being very disappointed in Ajamil, what will happen? The time came when the child was born. Ajamil held the child in his hand. Ajamil is the Brahman. Ajamil opened the books and Ajamil found the name for the child. What name he'll put for the child? Tujhe suraj kaho ya chanda, tujhe deepak kaho ya tara, mera naam karega roshan, jag mein mera raaj dulara. Ajamil finding the name. Ajamil finds the name Narayan. The wife has a great problem. Will you name my son Narayan? What kind of name is that? Who will want to name their child Narayan? And Ajamil said, do me one favor. Just follow my instruction. Name the child Narayan. This brought about great disturbance in the relationship between Ajamil and his consort. Not his wife, his consort. And so she left. Narayan. Ajamil grew Narayan, molded Narayan to the best of his ability. And Narayan grew quickly into a young little boy. But what will happen? You know what will happen? Narayan was growing, but Ajamil too was growing older. We never want anybody to know our age. We never want anybody to think about how old we are. When you're dead, they put it up on your program. They make a program for you. They put it up on your program. Sunrise and sunset. When they watch it, they say, she was there when they invented pitch leak. They look around. Kusum says, she was one of the first cartwheel on the pitch road. The description of how old, how ancient. And you never know. You never know because when you look, you never see age. Because Because you know why? The sad truth and the sad reality is the old people behave more brisk and young than the young people. Today I came here just a short time, but anything I wanted done besides Shobha, I said to Auntie Champa. Auntie Champa, who is the most senior of everybody in the group, I said to her, can you help me? Brisk in no time. No whining, no crying, no talking, no nothing. And when she was finished packing, she said, what you want again, Papa? I said, Mama, they go say it's Bagande today. They'll say my name is Pakande today. Please, nothing again. Ajamil now tried to mold his son. But you know what will happen? Budram sings. You know what he sings? जब यमराज परंग चली बेते जब यमराज परंग चली बेते Ajamil is on his bed. Ajamil is seeing dark shadows everywhere. Ajamil is confused and frightened. And Ajamil is pointing, but there is nobody in the room with Ajamil. He's alone. The wife that he loved, the lady that he loved, not the wife. Wife is the person you are supposed to love. The lady that he thought he loved. You know, it is half lady. Long ago, they used to call it Tita front piece. You ever hear about that? Now they have side piece. You know about that? Side piece used to be bedside cabinet and thing. You all know? Now it's a different kind of side piece. Huh? We live in a very confused society. Very confused. Connection. I want to apologize. The connection. Ajamil, he's seeing all of these things. And what will happen? Ajamil is frightened. He's scared.
हर कोई न ले जाए धन बांध की घतरिया कोई न ले जाए धन बांध की घतर हर कोई न ले जाए धन बांध की घतर जब यमराज पलंग पर बैठे जब यमराज पलंग पर बैठे उलट गए गुरुनैन पटरिया उलट गए गुरुनैन पटरिया कोई ना ले जाए धनवान की घतरी कोई ना ले जाए धन मारही टूटा प्राण निकाले
The eye could sing, but the mouth can't sing.
मारही टूटा प्राण निकाले प्राण लो खाई उतरिया उतरिया प्राण लो खाई उतरिया उतरिया कोई ना ले गए धन पान की उतरिया कोई ना ले गए
Slowly, the life is being dragged out. The pran, the breath is being taken away. Slowly. Ajamil is experiencing this and there is nobody around him. Can you imagine what his pain is? Can you imagine what his predicament is? There is nobody around him. And slowly his breath is being squeezed out of his body. By who? Yamraj, the god of death.
चार प्रहर मिलकात उठावे चार प्रहर मिलकात उठावे फूक दिया जैसे बन के लकड़िया फूक दिया जैसे बन के लकड़िया कोई ना ले जाए धन बांध के घतरिया कोई ना ले जाए कहत कबीर सुनो भय साधो.
All of the great saints and sages have written about that. What have we learned?
कहत कबीर सुनो भय साधो. छूट गए सब माल उतरिया. छूट गए सब माल उतरिया. कोई ना ले गए धन बांध के गठरी. कोई ना ले गए धन बांध के. ओ धन बांध के गठरिया. धन बांध के गठरिया. धन बांध के गठरिया. धन बांध के गठरिया. कोई ना ले गए धन बांध के गठरिया. कोई ना ले गए धन बांध के. अरे कोई ना ले गए धन बांध.
The life is being taken slowly, slowly. And Ajamil is experiencing pain, seeing all sorts of creatures and pointing and trying, but the breath wouldn't come. And so Ajamil, finally a word comes out of his mouth. And you know what he calls? You know who he calls? Narayan. Narayan he's calling. He's not calling Narayan Lord Vishnu, you know. He's calling Narayan his. Blessed is the man who has a son whose name is. Blessed is the man who has a son whose name is. Especially if Narayan is in his thought at the time when death will come. The Puran, the breath leaves the body. And the Yamduts and Yama, they hold on to the Atma, the soul. But at that time, calling Narayan, the Vishnu Doots come too. And as the Vishnu Doots come, a war is about to happen. The Yamduts begin to fight the Vishnu Doots, and they're fighting. And the Vishnu Doots say, well, we came for him. He has to go to Vishnu Lok, the abode of Lord Vishnu. And the Yamduts say, you forget? You forget who he was married to? Well, not married, eh? Polish word married. You forget? And they're saying, but you forget? He chanted Narayan at the time of death. So all of that is nullified. And now they all start to fight. Who will get the soul? Where will the soul go? Where will your soul go when you die? Imagine you're restless while you're alive. You could imagine what will happen to you when you're dead. You can't sit down quiet. You can't be focused. You always have to fidget. Anything you're doing has to be noticed. Always an alarm all the time. Confusion, confusion. Oh God, Trinidad, confusion. Huh? All the time, everything, confusion. Can you imagine what will happen to your soul? We must learn to be peaceful while we are alive, so that our soul will enjoy bliss while here existing, so that that peace will be conveyed into the hereafter. It is important to take some time and sit and to reflect and to do some inward reflection and to calm yourself and to bring yourself to a state of peace and tranquility. Those words you only hear when you talk about dead people. Sure of, you have to be dead. And then they say R.I.P. In Hinduism, we never say R.I.P., you know. In Hinduism, we never use those words, rest in peace, you know. Because the soul's journey is continuous. There is no time to rest in peace. Because the soul's journey is continuous. Hinduism teaches us that you don't say rest in peace, because it is a continuous journey. Om Sat Gati, Ram Nam, those are the things we sing. May the onward journey be a peaceful one. In the name of Ram, chanting the name of Ram, only that will bring comfort. But you chanting Ram Nam for somebody who never even think about Ram while they were alive, then what will happen? What will happen at that time? And so, Ajamil, where do you think his soul will go? Where do you think his soul will go? Well, tonight I want to tell you, Ajaja is a... Oh, you all know? Oh, I thought you didn't know. Ajaja is a... And the only time you could judge and find anybody else's fault is when you are perfect. And imperfect as we are all on the pathway to perfection. And many times we will all falter, including myself. We will all falter. It is okay to admit that you have faltered. But tread carefully onto the pathway of righteousness. For at the end of the journey, the door of mukti, salvation, will await you. Ajamil. What will happen to his soul? You decide. You think about it. You think about it. Tonight the Garud Puran goes on to tell us many beautiful things. The Garud Puran talks about the actions that are performed and what kind of repercussions come, not here, but in the hereafter. And what are some of the ailments that are suffered in your next birth because of the actions that would have been performed in your previous birth. What are they? I'll tell you. Sukadev kahe muni gyani, suno bhoop bhagavat bani. सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुनो भूप भागवत बानी।
देव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुनो भूप भागवत बानी। सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुन भूप भागवत वाणी। सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुन भूप भागवत वाणी। सुनो भूप भागवत वाणी। सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुन भूप भागवत वाणी।
He goes on to say in the Garud Puran, a person who causes hurt, ill speaks a Brahmana, a holy man. A person who causes death to a holy being. A person who destroys the cow. He is born with a hump on his back in his next birth. He is tormented in pits filled with serpents when he dies, and in his next birth, not only having a hump on his back, he can also be born with some kind of skin ailment that will cause him to be scorned by everybody around. A person who disrespects his wife, a person who destroys women, a person who destroys the unborn fetus in the womb, that person is filled with diseases. That person goes through great distress in his next birth, repenting and praying and begging that he or she will be blessed with a child. And so it serves as preventing you from having a child in your next birth. A person who eats of the flesh of animals, who drinks intoxicants, that person, a person who is greedy, he is reborn gigantic in size, pot-bellied, and filled with anger all the time. A person who eats too much of sweet food greedily without sharing, neglects to share with those who are in need, wasting and throwing away food. That person is born with a swollen neck, and that person is born or might be reborn to eat out of the garbage as a homeless being. It goes on to say, a person who through his pride, his status, his position, his wealth becomes egoistic and arrogant, talks down, criticizes, condemns, and insults, is born wisdom. Sukadev kahe muni gyani,
सुन भूप भागवत वाणी। देव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुन भूप भागवत वाणी। सुख दुख और जीवन मरना, सब अपना करना भरना। सुख दुख और जीवन मरना, सब अपना करना भरना। सब अपना करना भरना। कोई करत न किस की हानि, सुन भूप भागवत वाणी।
सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुन भूप भागवत वाणी. It goes on to say, a person who bears false witness, who lies knowing that he is telling a lie, a person who interferes with his marital relations by having other relations, this person is born blind in his next life. The Garud Puran goes on to say, I am not telling what the torment of the soul will be, because if I tell what the torment of the soul will be, then you know what will happen? It says he is dipped in boiling oil continuously and repents for every time he has performed an action with a person out of his marriage. Narayan, Narayan. A person who strikes a cow, a person who touches books with his foot, a person who uses his foot to touch articles in worship and prayers, a person who uses his foot to cross over the body of others, a person who crosses over the grave of those who have been buried, a person who steps on the ashes of the Hawan, or steps on the ashes of a person who has been cremated, this person is born in his next birth to stammer, stutter, and can even be born deaf. Sukadev kahe muni gyani, सुनो भूप भागवत वाणी.
सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुनो भूप भागवत वाणी। यहाँ दूतर भव जल धारा, बिन भजन न हो निस्तारा। यहाँ दूतर भव जल धारा, बिन भजन न हो निस्तारा। बिन भजन न हो निस्तारा। हरि नाम कुमर सुख पानी, सुनो भूप भागवत वाणी।
सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुनो भूप भागवत वाणी. A person who steals jewelry, who steals money, who steals food, we say we didn't thief it, we take it. Huh? But nobody knew that you were taking food. You pack up. A person who steals food, a person who steals to perform worship, a person who refuses to respect his mother or father is reborn as a snail in their next birth. And in the birth that they have deprived mother and father of motherly and fatherly love, their home is infested with snails. It comes on its own. It comes on its own. Narayan, Narayan, the words of the Garud Puran, not my opinion. It goes on to say, a person who steals raw goods, material, and anything is reborn as a locust in his or her next birth. The torment of stealing is being dragged in a pit of fire countless times, repenting for every action that you have performed. A person who steals vegetables and fruits becomes a musky rat. A person who steals honey. A person who steals honey. We have the honey man in the Ganesh Utsav Foundation. A person who steals honey. A person who steals honey becomes a vulture. A person who steals salt, that person becomes an ant. A person who steals flowers and leaves to perform worship. Listen to what it says. A person who steals flowers and leaves to perform worship. That sound familiar? My neighbor know I just take it, Baba. I don't have to ask. Charhawing the flowers and your teeth it, eh? Putting it in front of the murti and bowing. But you teeth it because you did not ask for it. Every time you are taking it, you must. The old people used to say, and it sounded like a joke. The late Basdev Misir used to say, and it sounded very foolish when we were children. Did you ask the tree before you pick it? He said that to us many times. Did you ask the tree before you pick it? We go and we admire the flowers, we admire the leaves, we rangi and rugri and pull and tuck. A mahapap, a great sin, is to break the branches of the tulsi tree. A mahapap, a great sin. When you go to the tulsi tree, you ought never to break the branches of Tulsi Devi. You incur pap, a sin. Scripture has declared that the leaves that should be used in worship and otherwise are the leaves that have fallen off of the tree. But you know, you and I, we're impatient and we want what we want, when we want it and how we want it. So it might be okay to pick the ripened leaves of the tree. The ripened leaves. Do you know the ripened leaves? In Trinidad, there is a proverb we say, the ripe mango remain on the tree and all the green one falling down. Have you ever heard that? What does it refer to? It refers to life and death. Yes. It refers to the age of those who are dying. All the young people dying and all the old people remaining behind. So it is a mahapap, a great sin. It says, it goes on to say, those who steal of all of these things to perform worship, in their next life, they're reborn as scorpions or birds of the lower species. Thief, because you are thief. We should never be thieves. We should never be thieves. We should never want to thief. Never entertain the thought of thieving, and never keep the company of those who encourage you to thief. Imagine you'll thief a panagi to make parsa to offer to God. What will happen? What will happen then? I said to Bonnie, I said, whatever ghee remains in the kitchen, you'll put it in your van and you'll bring it home for me. He said, and who say that? I say, I am saying that. I said, because it might disappear, but I'm sure that when it goes by me, it will be used for the purpose that it is supposed to be used for, and everybody will enjoy. But chances are, if you leave it, you know what will happen? With no conscience, it will go missing, disappear. And you know what? Anything that disappears, nobody knows where it went. True or not? You put something in the fridge and you go back an hour after and you say, who eat it? And they say, nobody. Huh? Actually, you pass by the fridge and somebody might give you somebody else's thing to eat. And when they go looking for it, who will get the blame? You'll get the blame. He goes on to say, what does he say?
सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी सुनभूप भागवत वाणी सुर नर पशु जीव जहाना नहीं वेद कल्प नाना सुर नर पशु जीव जहाना नहीं वेद कल्प नाना नहीं वेद कल्प नाना सब एक ब्रह्मा मैं जानी, सुनो भूप भागवत पानी। सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी,
नारायण नारायण नारायण। He who performs rituals, knowing that he is not of the caste to perform rituals, collects in the name of the devatas, knowing that he is not supposed to, is reborn in his next birth as a wild hog, eating of filth. Narayan, Narayan. He who has been invested with the Yagyopavid, the Janeyu, refusing to chant the Mahagayatri every day as he has promised, is reborn as a black serpent in his next birth. He who has been invested with the power of the Yagyopavid, the Janeyu, and is supposed to uphold the qualities of teaching and imparting knowledge, and does not do this, in his next birth he is reborn as a pitch pine tree. He who has the wealth of knowledge, a Brahman, but never uses this knowledge to add value to any being around him, he is reborn as a mango tree. That's why it is prescribed according to scripture that the wood that you use in the Havan is mango, and because it is the Sukadeva kahe muni jnani, suno bhup bhagavat vani.
सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुनो भूप भागवत वाणी। यह जीवक अमर सुख राशि, तन भंगुर जे विनाशी। यह जीवन अमर सुख राशि, तन भंगुर जे विनाशी, तन भंगुर जे विनाशी। ब्रह्मानंद ठोर अभिमानी, सुन भूप भागवत वाणी।
सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुनो भूप भागवत वाणी। He goes on to say,
सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी।
He goes on to say, a person who hates or causes pain to his mother and his father, who constantly has quarrels with sisters and brothers, he who runs or lusts after another being while being married and in a relation, man or woman alike, is destroyed in the embryo, in the womb, before birth, in his next many times, countless times. He who abandons her husband, running after another man, or vice versa, becomes a fox or a female serpent in the next birth. He who cuts off his lineage and embraces others as his relatives, depriving his own of love and affection, is reborn as a lizard in his next birth. He who is a pretender, and pretends well, lives his life lying all the time, is born or reborn in the womb of a dog and dies countless births. Sukadeva kahi muni jnani, सुनो भूप भागवत बानी।
सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी, सुन भूप भागवत बानी।
He who spends his wealth on gambling, depriving his children and his home, he who spends his wealth on vices, negative vices, is reborn as a bull in his next life to carry load carrying animal. One of the places that Kali Yuga lives is in the casino, is in the places of gamble. You want to blight your wealth? Go and gamble. That is the only thing I just do. That's enough to crush your whole life and to blight you. It is enough. It is enough, more than enough to blight you. That's why you'll never catch yourself and you'll never see your way, and you'll always be on a string hanging. Though you would have worked, the payment will take a long time to come. The Garud Puran says so, not me. You'll always be hanging, just like you always wishing that you'll win. You'll always wish that you'll win your earning. Though you would have worked and toiled. Spend your time going to the Yagna. Spend your time listening to the Ramayana. Spend your time singing a bhajan. And you have extra money you want to chuk somewhere? Because that's what they say. They go and they chuk it in a machine. Chuk it in your pocket and pay your light bill. Your Lakshmi will leave you. Well, everybody going, well, everybody drinking poison, you'll drink it too. Well, all my friends just do that. Well, all your friends jumping off San Fernando Hill, you jump in too. How you are selective? Why you selective sometimes? Why do you choose sometimes? I want to tell you, whether how thirsty you are, if poison is the last thing in front of you, you'll never drink it. Because you know what poison will do to you, isn't it? Well, so too, there are people around us, they're like poison. Always remember that. And in order for your life to be smooth sailing, you know what you have to do? You have to bypass them. Whoosh. Don't even walk slow, you know. Whoosh. When you see them, hello, hi, and you see somebody sneeze. Did you just hear the sneeze? Did somebody just sneeze? Mama, everybody else will say you have COVID. I say, girl, God bless you. Because I was just telling the truth. Give Mama a little clap, everybody. That was God saying, you're telling the truth, Baba. Don't walk slow. Pass them like a full bus. Whoosh. Never settle for less than your worth. Never. Never allow anybody to make you feel that you are something of convenience. Whenever, if ever, however. Never make anybody feel important. Never place importance on anybody who is insignificant. Because you know what? That will only cause pain to your heart. Recently, a few years ago, a lady said something to me. And she stopped talking to me for the rest of her life. And I said to myself, I said, if anybody ever say that to me again, I will stop talking to them for the rest of my life. And just recently, one of my very good friends, he said that to me. And I see him calling me all the time, even today. But you know what? You know what? I made a promise to myself. I am not perfect, but I am never going to settle for less than I am worth. Never. Never. Character above everything. Keep the company of those who keep the company of those who will uplift them. Keep the company of those who will help you to shine and polish yourself. Don't keep the company of people who are friends that will help you to drag yourself down. Choose wisely. Keep the company of those who will add value to your life. And it's okay. It is okay to feel hurt and pain and agony when there is separation. But a phone works two ways, isn't it? So if you didn't call your friend have an opportunity to call. But anytime your friend decides to call you 1 month after, there is a button, the red button. You all know the red button? You all know the red button? Don't hesitate. Soak your finger in it. Press it hard. And it's important sometimes to put a full stop and turn the page. End the chapter and turn the page and to start afresh. Tonight I want to tell you, the Garud Puran tells many other things. I'm not going to tell you anymore. Tonight, all members of the Ganesh Utsav Foundation, can you stand? Right where you are, stand. All members, stand. Are you all members? सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी सुनो भूप भागवत बानी
सुखदेव कहे मुनि ज्ञानी सुन भूप भागवत बानी
I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something. There is one thing that the Ganesh Utsav Foundation has that everybody is jealous of. One thing. Everybody is jealous of that. And do you know what that is? Or one person. Do you know what that, or who that is? Huh? Who is that? Who is that? No. You're saying it wrong. You're saying it wrong. It is not me, but it is you. It is you. It is you that they are jealous of. Because you know why? You are the upholders of Dharma. Without you, I am nothing. Without you, I am zero. Without your help and without your support, I am zero. There are some people who say we feel excluded. You have to feel excluded when you never include yourself. There are some people who get offended for the most petty, insignificant, foolish things. When you call them by their name, they have a problem with that. Imagine that. If you call them by their name, they have a problem. But with or without them, what happens? Because the intention is worship, God, and bhakti, devotion. The Ganesh Utsav Foundation is not a wine and jam organization. The Ganesh Utsav Foundation is a foundation built on prayers, worship, and God. That is what it is built on. And you know who the Ganesh Utsav Foundation is? It is not me. It is you. It is you. Ganesh Utsav in Palmis Park started from zero, from nothing. The first year I sat on the stage was shaking. When they had to do the RT, I said, "Ole, go down there and do the RT. Before I capsize up here, please go down there." There was no flooring. There was mud on the ground. And there was one man at that time who said, "Pandit, I'm sending you a truckload of ply. Rest the ply on the ground." At the end of the Ganesh Utsav, the ply twists up, up and down, and dog ears and dog foot and all kind of thing, tripping and falling and all kind of thing. But it was the beginning of what you see now. Then years rolled. Ganesh Utsav did not start in Palmis Park. Ganesh Utsav started in Jaipal Singh Road at the home of Jagannath, where they will make the murti, and across the road there was a pond where they will go and submerge the Ganesha. Ganesh Utsav did not start with me reading Ganesh Utsav. But as a child, we will go and listen to Pandit Basudev Misir read the Ganesh Utsav. And the whole family, and it was not called Ganesh Utsav. It was called a Panchauti Ganesh Yagna, where the whole community and all the family will come together, and whatever we could give, we'll give, and we'll do the Yagna. It wasn't nice cloth like this. It was paper that they cut with their hand and stick with rice and flour. And that is what it was. It wasn't a ground like this. It was a leafed floor. And it was a bamboo tent. It is a pity that we have advanced We have advanced materially, but not mentally. It is a pity that some people can't see that. And they wish that without them, everything will fall. But it is our duty to make sure that the foundation is built on a solid ground. So that whether who tries to shake the foundation, it will always remain planted and on the ground. And whether what is said about the Ganesh Utsav Foundation, they can't beat us. Because during the time of COVID, when everybody was afraid that they will die, we were singing the praises of Bhagwan, so that the whole world will be able to pray. Nobody else did that. When everybody was afraid that they will die, I don't know if you know, but my flight was the last flight that came in from New York. And while sitting on that aeroplane, the Prime Minister said that officially there is a shutdown. They looked at us on the plane and they said, we're going to send back this plane right back to New York. And I said to them, not any way in hell you sending me back to New York. If I have to die with COVID, I have to die in Trinidad, where they could cremate me, wherever they could cremate me, but I want to be in Trinidad. And I was the only one who made an uproar on that plane. And I said to them, you could send back anybody. I'm calling my lawyer now. They say, who is your lawyer? And I make up a name. Because I have no legal, I make up a name. He's here tonight. I made up a name. And I said to them, I'm going nowhere. They kept us in that airport for hours. When I came off that plane, I could hardly talk. When I came out from there, I could hardly move. I was so tired and exerted. But COVID or no COVID, the next day, we were reading the Devi Bhagavad in the living room of the house. It's live on Sankhya and live on many different TV stations. And you'll never know. You'll never know. You'll never know that in that Yagna, it was only 5 of us. You'll never know. In that Yagna, only 5 people sitting there. Because you know why? For Bhagwan, the best always. For Bhagwan, the best always. And we did that. And we did that and we continued to do that. And then when Ganesh Utsav was coming this year, I said to Nigel in his ears, I said, whether what they tell you, Ganesh Utsav is for Palmi Spark. We have to go Palmi Spark. Some of the new people say, well, it's expensive. Well, I have news for you. Without anything, we have been doing Ganesh Utsav in Palmi Spark. And now that we could say we have something called a foundation, we will continue to have Ganesh Utsav in Palmi Spark. Because Palmi Spark is the home of Ganesh Utsav. It is the home of Ganesh Utsav. And I cannot see us doing this anywhere else. If you have ever experienced the Devi Yagna on San Fernando Hill, if you have never experienced that, well, I want to invite you. The first Navratri next year will be on San Fernando Hill. You're invited already. Start buying your clothes. Go online and see the colors. They say don't wear colored clothes. You go online and see the colors that the Devi wear for the night and you put it on. Because you know why? Before Durga Devi could be Devi in a Murti, you are the Durga. President, you are the Durga. Cindy, you are the Durga. Mamalina, you are the Durga. Kusum, you are the Durga. And if the Devi's color is that color, I am telling you, Devis, wear the color. Because you are the Shakti, you are the energy. They say, the Pandit telling you what to wear, well, I want to tell you. I want to tell everybody, wear your best. Long time you used to wait for Sunday to cook something good. You all remember that? Sunday lunch. Well, every day you are alive is a good day to cook a good lunch. And if you cook something extra good, call me, I come into it too. Because once you are alive, enjoy your existence. Tonight I want to tell you, you have done well. Tonight I want to tell you that you have proved to be the best. Tonight I want to tell you that nowhere in this country had a Ganesh Utsav like Palmi Spark. Nowhere. Tonight I want to tell you that there is one man, with the help of many others, was made sure that the kitchen always had food. One man. I don't know how to say thank you. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know. Cindy says every time your speech is the same thing. But I really don't know how it happens. But God always makes the impossible possible once there is purity in your heart. And the Ganesh Utsav Foundation did not host Ganesh Chaturthi for themselves. They hosted Ganesh Utsav for you. And to the thousands of people who came from wherever you came over the many nights, who made this sacrifice to be here without fail, I want to say thank you. And I want to say that may Bhagwan bless you and bless your homes in a very special way. I want you to give yourselves a round of applause. When we look at the Garud Puran, and we look at how much people came to the Garud Puran, it speaks volume. Tonight I want to tell you on behalf of our president and on behalf of our executive, when you look around, I'm going to say this with no apology. When you look around at the many people standing, it's only a handful of people that work here. Only a handful of people that do the work. Though you're seeing plenty foot and standing up, there's only a handful of people that do everything all the time. There is a morning kitchen staff and an evening kitchen staff. There is a Parsad crew. There is, I don't know. I don't know what my life would be like without you. And to all of you, you are special to me, and I love you. And tonight I want to say to you from the depths of my heart, thank you. And may Bhagwan continue to bless you, and to bless your homes, and to bless your family. And I want to say thank you for tolerating me. Thank you for being very patient with me. I know many times I may come across harsh or maybe sometimes even disrespectful. But you know I don't mean anything bad. To all of you this evening, I want to say I love you and thank you, thank you, thank you. As you sit in your chairs, right where you are, the men of the group, they're going to come around. They're going to bring a little diya. And everybody is going to have a diya. Please, do not light the diya. Just hold on to it. Do not light the diya. Just hold on to it. They're coming. Sukadev kahe muni gyani, suno bhup bhagavat bani.
Sukadev kahe muni gyani, सुनो भूप भागवत वाणी।
ज्योति जन्म गवाया साधु, ज्योति जन्म गवाया साधु,
ज्योति जन्म गवाया, ज्योति जन्म गवाया साधु, ज्योति जन्म गवाया साधु, ज्योति जन्म गवाया। पिता की हम सब लड़की, धरती हमारी माता। एक पिता की हम सब लड़की, धरती हमारी माता। कुटुंब कबीला संघन साथी, कुटुंब कबीला संघन साथी, काल डंक बजाया साधु, जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया। दो दिन के पहुनाई जगत में माया में फरमाया। जो जिनके पहुनाई जगत में माया में फरमाया। धन दौलत कुछ काम न आए, धन दौलत कुछ काम न आए। छुटी जाए या काया साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया। साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया, झूठी जन्म गवाया। साधु झूठी जन्म। साथ संग के गंग बहे है, कोमल जिसकी आरा। सात संग के गंग बहे है, कोमल जिसकी आरा। करी स्नान विमल कर काया, करी स्नान विमल कर काया। पापिन पार कराया। साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया। साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया। झूठी जन्म गवाया। साधु झूठी जन्म गवाया। साधु झूठी जन्म।
तेरा दर्द न जाने को, तेरा दर्द न जाने को। हमने जग की जब तस्वीर देखी, एक हंसता है 10 रोते हैं। हमने जग की जब तस्वीर देखी, एक हंसता है 10 रोते हैं। ये प्रभु की अद्भुत, प्रभु की अद्भुत तारीर देखी, एक हंसता है 10 रोते हैं। हमने हंसते मुकरे चांद मिले, दुखियारे चेहरे 1000 मिले। हमने हंसते मुकरे चांद मिले, दुखियारे चेहरे 1000 मिले। या सुख के सौंप तीर देखी, एक हंसता है 10 रोते हैं। हमने जग की जब तस्वीर देखी, एक हंसता है 10 रोते हैं। दो एक सुखी हालातों में, दुखियारे चेहरे 1000 मिले। दो एक सुखी हालातों में, आंसू ही करो को आंखों में। हमने जिन हर तकदीर देखी, एक हंसता है नजरों हैं। हमने जग की जब तस्वीर देखी, एक हंसता है नजरों हैं। कुछ बोल प्रभु ये क्या माया, तेरा कीन समझ में ना आया। कुछ बोल प्रभु ये क्या माया, तेरा कीन समझ में ना आया। हमने देख महलवा तीर देखी, एक हंसता है दस रोते हैं। हमने जग की जब तस्वीर देखी, एक हंसता है दस रोते हैं। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
At this time, this has brought us to the end of the Yagna. As we sit in these final moments, reflecting on what has happened 2 years ago, taking it for granted that we would have been able to sit in Palmi's Park all the time, Lord Ganesh had other plans. And we had to be placed on pause. COVID has come. And COVID has taken many of the people who are very close to us. And we have lost many lives because of COVID. But what have we really learned from COVID? Because we have gone back to our old ways. We have gone back to our old habits and our old behaviors. I've always said and I've always preached on it. And if you go back to any one of my recordings, you will hear me saying that I am not taking Panadol for anybody else's fever. And if you have a problem, then that's your problem. Your problem should not be conveyed onto me. And not because you don't like somebody means that I don't have to like them. And not because you don't talk to somebody means that I don't have to talk to them. And not because you don't have respect means that I don't have respect. Because I was brought up differently. I was brought up not only by my biological mother, but my grandmother, who was even more than mother to me. And she was the one who said to me many years ago, "Don't have no prayers in the house again. They just pee up the whole toilet and everywhere. They just take all my good plate and mash it up. Too much craziness this happened. When the prayer's done, the house done too. Son, one night lying on the bed, I don't know what she draws with her hand. I don't know what she's writing all the time. Since a child, when I lie next to her, she's always with her hand up in the air and talking and writing. I don't know what she's writing. Son, go Palmy's Park, do the prayers there. Put one of them toilet they could pee up on. Let them go on a tree and pee. Go in the park. Go there. And she instructed that. That very same year she instructed that. She died. She never saw what Palmy's Park would be like. And that's one of my biggest regrets. Because she would have been elated. She would have been extremely happy. She would have been on top of the world. But you know what? She's not here. But Nigel, his mother and father, they're looking. Can you imagine how proud they are? Dave, your mother is looking in Canada. Can you imagine how proud she is? Auntie Vimala, the whole world looking at you. Bonnie, you could imagine the broad smile on your mother's face. Huh? Shobha, you could imagine Arav, what he's saying, the Bhagwan. Look at what they're doing. They're remembering me in prayers. Cheryl, your father will be smiling from ear to ear. Think about it. Omati, your mother-in-law loved Pandit Sunil. So much so I go to attend the funeral and the Baba see me, he say, oh God, I'm over glad to see you. You do the funeral. I said, not me. I came to attend, not officiate. He say, I'm your senior. Listen to me. Do it. I begin to sweat because he's a senior Pandit. Strict. Doesn't even smile. He gave me the book. He said, read that. I said, you asked me if I could read that? He said, well, mumble anything. They may know nothing anyway. He said, anything you don't know, you just watch me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And anytime you get frightened, watch me. Watch me. It's he self I've read. Watch me. Tonight, the Yagna is about to come to an end. But tonight is the night when we allow the Yagna to begin. Through all of the good lessons and morals and values that would have been taught, it makes no sense that you're going to Yagna. It makes no sense that you're listening to worship and being a part of, and you didn't change your life. You didn't change your lifestyle. You didn't change your behavior. The proverb says, closest to the temple and furthest from, not in the Ganesh Utsav foundation. And the people who didn't recognize them, the people who didn't realize that, I have a way of helping them to realize that. I have a unique way of helping them to realize. Because it is the duty of the Pandit to lead by example. Life is too short to carry anybody else's burden. Carry your own. The only way you'll ever learn to enjoy your life is when you learn to M-Y-O. What does it mean again, Amir? I will see that on TikTok tomorrow. But the only way you'll ever enjoy your existence is when you learn to M-Y-O-T. Mind your own business. And your problem is not my problem. And I am not held accountable for your situations. A leader must lead by example. And a leader who is exemplary, of sterling character, does not have to force anybody to respect him. Respect is not something that is forced. Respect is something that is gained. Gained. And anybody forcing you to respect them, then I don't know. Tonight, Gloria was alive, she'd have been sitting on a chair right there. And she'd have been watching me and smiling. And before this Yagya would have come to an end, She would have looked me in the eyes with love. And you know what she would have done? She would have sung for me. You know what? She would have sung for me. Sun munde meri hami tujhe परियों की बात सुनाओ मुंडे मेरे हामी तुझे परियों की बात सुनाओ. But she's not here. And we don't know who will not be here next year. And the next year, we don't know. But I don't want to eulogize you when you are dead. I don't even want you to ever be in my position where I have to stand at the casket of people that I love, at the casket of people who have added so much of value to my life, and say Ram Nam Satya Hai with a smile, not even able to cry, not even able to express any emotion. And then you want to look at me and judge me. If you begin to experience what I have experienced, where I have to stand and cremate the babies of the families of people we call our own, where I have to stand and put mothers in chittas and fathers, people who I love, people who are like my mother and my father, and I have to stand there strong. When I walked into that funeral that day, I did not want to go. And when I walked into that funeral, the first thing everybody started to cry and say, Sunil, what we will do? Gloria gone. And I'm like, speechless. Not a word could come out my mouth. I stand there trembling with emotion, but with a smile. I'm performing the ritual. And then they look at me and they say, you like some more than you like some. Then they say to me, you're biased. Then they say to me, you like the new people and the old people. Only stupid people think it have old people and new people. Because everybody is my people. And you put yourself in a position to think you old and you new, then you are fooled by yourself. Because in this group, there is only one leader. One leader. And you know who that is? There is only one leader. You know who the leader is? Bhagwan, God. And with God first, and us following behind, we'll only enjoy happiness and success. Ganesh Utsav 2022 is a success, not for Pandit Sunil, but for the Ganesh Utsav Foundation that you belong to. That you belong to. Tonight, I want to tell you, like me, hate me, judge me, say whatever you want to say about me. Sometimes the disgusting things I hear about me, if I didn't know me, I would have believed it too. Because it sounds so appetizing. But none of those things define who I am. It defines who you are. Because anytime you have to talk about me behind my back, it means that you're already behind my back. You could stay right there. And I really don't care. And anytime you have to try to tarnish my name, I consider you to be sandpaper. By the time you're done, I'll be shining, but you'll be worth garbage in the end. Do unto others as you'll have them do unto. Say about others as you'll wish that they will say about. And if you can't say or do anything good, then do nothing at all. Whenever you're on top, you will always be the. Take your blows, but wear it with a smile. And always remember, somebody's opinion of you has nothing to do with you, but has everything to do with them. The ship never sinks because of the water around it, but it sinks because of the water that it allows to get into it. Be above, float, always take the high road, and never lower your standard to meet anybody else. Self-worth is everything. And tonight I want to tell you, you are worth more than you can imagine. You are valued more than words can describe. You are loved and you are appreciated more than anybody could tell you, especially by me. And you're an important person. Always remember that suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Never entertain suicide. Also, remember, and don't be misjudged. Don't misjudge what I said. In the time of Pitra Paksh, you can take out your food anytime you choose to. But at Madhyam Kal, when the sun is directly in the center of the sky, is the most auspicious time. It does not start at 12 o'clock. It starts 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Be intelligent. Be intelligent. Because of place, date, time, situation and circumstances, you do whatever you can to the best of your ability. Tonight, if we have offended anyone during our yajna, if we have made anybody unhappy, if you felt uncomfortable at any time, if whatever the situation would have been, if you find the chana needed more salt, I don't know. On behalf of our president and our executive, I apologize. It was not our intention. But our intention was to make your stay here a very pleasant, beautiful and blissful one. And so if we have faltered, with humility from my heart, I ask for forgiveness. And this evening, if there is any blessing that you can give, I want you to bless the executive and the hard-working team, the working team of the Ganesh Utsav Foundation. I want you to bless them. And by extension, our Pitras. May the souls of our Pitras be blessed. Let us all stand as this time, as we join in the Purnahuti. Hari Om. Let us all touch hands. Om Narayanaaya Vitme Vasudevaya Dhime Tanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Don't put her at the end of the line. Put her in front. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Allow her to touch the coconut. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Oh Bhagwan, if we have faulted, we beg for Kshama, for forgiveness. And so as this coconut will be placed in the fire, we remember the souls of our Pitris. Whoever their souls may be, may their souls receive merits out of this. And we beg that if they are in bondage and in suffering and experiencing turmoil because of their karma, their actions, may you have forgiveness on their behalf. We beg on their behalf. Listen to our prayer. Hame pari karo, hame pari karo, bhavasagar mere naiya prabhu pari karo. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Sarvam Ve Purnagvam Swaha. We offer water. Sarvatirtal Samayuktam Sugandhim Dirmalam Janam Ajmanamyadeva Grihana Parameshwara Papoham Papakarmam Papatmam Pundari Kaksha Trahimam Pundari Kaksha Sarva Papa Haro Hari. We find the smoke in all directions. Vanaspatirar Surabhuto Gandharyo Ganadutama Agre Sarvadevanam Dhupoyam Prati Gretam. Let's all stretch our hands. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Let us all join in the arati. Jai Krishna Hare Shri Krishna Hare. Sing with me. Dukhiyo ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare.
Jai Krishna Hare Shri Krishna Hare. Dukhiyo ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare.
जब चांद तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो।
जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो, आशा का दूर किनारा हो।
और कोई न जीवन हारा हो, फिर तू ही मेरा पार करो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे,
जय कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे।
तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, इसको में अमृत कर दे।
तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, इसको भी अमृत कर दे।
पूरन कर ले सबकी आशा,
पूरन कर दे सबकी आशा।
जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, फिर जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे,
जय कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे।
तेरा दर्शन को मैं तरस रहा, तेरा नाम भी माला जपते रहो।
तेरा दर्शन को मैं तरस रहा, तेरा नाम ही माला जपते रहो।
बहु सागर में तेरी नैया,
भव सागर में तेरी नैया।
जन्म में जाए किनारा हो, फिर जन्म में जाए किनारा हो। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे,
जय कृष्ण हरे, श्री कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों को दुख दूर करे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे।
राधे गोविंद, राधे गोविंद गोपाला। जय गोविंद राधे गोपाला,
राधे गोविंद गोपाला, जय गोविंद राधे गोपाला।
राधे गोविंद गोपाला। जय गोविंद राधे गोपाला,
राधे गोविंद गोपाला, जय गोविंद राधे गोपाला।
कृष्णा मधुसूदना, मधुसूदना कृष्णा। कृष्णा मधुसूदना, मधुसूदना कृष्णा। कृष्णा मधुसूदना, मधुसूदना कृष्णा। कृष्णा मधुसूदना, मधुसूदना कृष्णा। गोविंद Gopala, Guru Govinda Govinda Gopala, Sai Govinda Govinda Gopala, Sai Govinda Govinda Gopala, Radhe Govinda Gopala, Jai Govinda Radhe 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 Gopala, Chit Chota Yashoda ki maan, Navneet Chore Gopal, 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 Jai Jai Giridhar Gopala, 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 Chit Chota Yashoda ki maan, Navneet Chore Gopal, Chit Chota Yashoda ki maan, Navneet Chore Gopal, Govinda Hari Gopal Hari, He Gopi Gopi Bala, Govinda Hari Gopal Hari, He Murali Gane Lola, Govinda Hari Gopal Hari, He Gopi Gopi Bala, Govinda Hari Gopal Hari, He Murali Gane Lola, He Murali Gane Lola, He Murali Gane Lola, He Murali Gane Lola. I want you to hold your diya in your hand, everybody. And as you hold your diya in your hand, we're in the time of Pitra Paksha. I want you to send it a prayer from your heart. Wherever there is light, there can never be darkness. We pray that if the souls of our Pitras, they are trapped in darkness, wherever they may be, Bhagwan, we pray on their behalf. And as you hold this diya, I want you to hold it close to your heart. And send it a prayer as we remember the souls of the Pitras. और दुखे दुख हरो हे तुमने, हमारो भी दुख हरो गोपाल, और दुखे दुख हरो हे तुमने, हमारो भी दुख हरो गोपाल, ओ बनवारी कृष्ण मुरारी, ओ बनवारी कृष्ण मुरारी, नाथ नगर नंदलाल, हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल, नाथ नगर नंदलाल, हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल, और दुखे दुख हरो हे तुमने, हमारो भी दुख हरो गोपाल. Remember, our mothers of yesteryear, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, our great-great-grandmothers, our grandfathers and great-grandfathers and great-great-grandfathers, even our fathers tonight. We pray that wherever the souls may be, the souls of the children that may have left us, we pray to you, O Paramatma, O God of compassion, O God of mercy. As we offer this lamp in their honor, we pray that may you have compassion upon their souls. We beg of you, listen to our prayer, listen to our prayer, listen to our prayer. जमुना तट पर श्याम मुरारी आए गोकुल की नर नारी। जमुना तट पर श्याम मुरारी आए गोकुल की नर नारी। जमुना की सूते सूते बैल के प्यासे भूते। जमुना की सूते सूते बैल के प्यासे भूते। आस लगाए सब बेटे हैं आओ ब्रिज के पार। हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल आओ ब्रिज के पार। हमारे दुख हरो गोपाल। और दुखे दुख हरो ही तुमने हमारो भी दुख हरो गोपाल। असतो मां सद्गमय तमसो मां ज्योतिर्गमय। मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। मंत्रहीनं ग्राहीनं भक्तिहीनं जनार्दन यत्पूजितं मया देवा परिपूर्णं तदस्तमे। अनादिने धनु देवा शङ्खचक्रधराधर अक्ष पुण्डरीकाक्ष प्रेतमोक्ष प्रदोर्भव। गीता गंगा च गायत्री सीता सत्य सरस्वती। ब्रह्मा विद्या ब्रह्मा बलेत्री संध्या मुक्तिगेनी। अर्धमाता चिदानंदा भवगनी बेनाशिनी। वेदत्रय परानंदा तत्त्वर्थ ज्ञानमंजलि। शांताकारं भुजगशयनं परमनाभं सुरेशं। विश्वाधारं गगन सर्विशं मेघवर्णं सुभाग्यं। लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिविज्ञानवन्यं। वन्दे विष्णु भवहरणं सर्वलोकैकनाथं। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धो त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धो शशिका त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धो शशिका त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवाभ्यो। शान्ति अन्तरिक्षं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्ति आपा शान्ति ओषधे शान्ति वनस्पते शान्ति विश्वदेवा शान्ति ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरिति भवतु। परमात्मा से हे मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर मिलन। अब चल कर मिलन। अब चल कर मिलन। परमानंद का अनुभव कर तू। परमानंद का अनुभव कर तू। धन्य बना जीवन ज्योति बिंदु। परमात्मा से हे मेरी आत्मा अब चल कर मिलन। अब चल कर चल कर. We remember them tonight. Oh man, oh man. Remember them in your prayer. Oh man, oh man. तू कितनी अच्छी है, तू कितनी भोली है, प्यारी प्यारी है. ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ, ओ माँ. चंदा की पूछ सितारों से, तारों की पूछ हजारों से, सबसे प्यारा कौन है? पापा, मेरे पापा, पापा, मेरे पापा, पापा, मेरे पापा. प्रार्थना सुन लो हमारा प्रभु, प्रेम से करत पुकार प्रभु, प्रेम से करत पुकार प्रभु, प्रेम से करत पुकार प्रभु. प्रार्थना सुन लो हमारा प्रभु, प्रेम से करत पुकार प्रभु, प्रेम से करत पुकार प्रभु, प्रेम से करत पुकार. Listen to my prayer, oh Lord, oh Lord. I am singing praises to you with love. I am singing praises to you with love. I am singing praises to you with love. प्रार्थना सुन लो हमारा प्रभु, प्रेम से करत पुकार प्रभु, प्रेम से करत पुकार प्रभु, प्रेम से करत पुकार प्रभु. Turn to the person next to you, in front of you, behind you. Tell them, may Bhagwan bless you now and always. Auntie Pam, I love you. Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om, Om Shanti Om. Victory to Dharma. Umapati Mahadev ki jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai, Ayodhya. Jai Jai Seetahal. Let us all be seated. Sitaram Govinda Radhe Gopal. Sitaram Govinda Radhe Gopal. The diya that you are holding in your hand, that diya will be taken home to your home, and I want you to light that diya in memory of your pitris. Any way you choose to, on your altar, by your jandi, wherever you choose to, you light that diya. If not tonight, tomorrow morning, very early, remembering the pitris and blessing the members of the Ganesh Utsav Foundation, blessing our hard-working president who has provided the diyas for us this evening. Worship to the Pitras is even greater than worship to the Devatas. The RT is coming to you. Please remain where you are. We have a surprise plan for you this evening, so please remain seated where you are. The Arti, the Panchamrit, the Parsad will come to you right where you are. Please remain where you are. This evening, I want to remind you that on Saturday evening, we'll be hosting our evening of dinner and dance. Dinner and dance. For the people who like excitement, dinner and dance. This is the excitement. Dinner and dance. The tickets are priced at just $200. Can you all see how much tickets I still have? You all did not help me. Please, our president will be very upset with me. I need your help. Joni, you need to buy some of these tickets for me. Again, you need to buy some. Alright, so I have all of these tickets. I did not bring them for the past 2 days, but I brought them tonight. Please, I'm begging you, help me. $200 on Saturday evening. We'll be hosting the dinner and dance. You cannot come without a ticket. You cannot come without a ticket. So, the dress code is elegant. Entertainment will be done by the Rampasad brothers, and other top entertainers will be here to perform for us. So, come and join with us. Many surprises, many beautiful things to look forward to in our evening of dinner. So, I have just about all of these tickets to sell. Can you all please help me? Andel, can you please help me? Auntie Pam, you need to help me. I have all these tickets. Sitaram Govinda Radhe Gopal. Durga Mata Saraswati. Durga Mata Saraswati. Durga Kali Namostute. Durga Kali Namostute. Sitaram Govinda Radhe Gopal. You know what kind of songs the old ladies used to sing? My Aji used to sing? When I was a child, she used to sing. Ab choriya pi jai basna banwari. Ab choriya pi jai basna basna banwari. Basna banwari. Basna banwari. Basna banwari. Ab choriya pi jai basna banwari. You know what she used to sing, Amir? Anari rajani bhola, na toro na toro na. 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 They used to sing all kind of contrary thing, you know. Siri Nadi ki nawa bolai lai de. Siri Nadi ki nawa bolai lai de. Siri Nadi ki nawa. Not a good song. Sri Ram ji ke pujan mein aao Hanuman. Sri Ram ji ke pujan mein aao Hanuman. Sri Ram ji ke pujan mein aao Hanuman. Sri Ram ji ke pujan mein aao Aao Hanuman, 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 aao Hanuman. Shri Ram ji ke pujan mein aao Hanuman. Shri Ram ji ke pujan mein aao Hanuman. Shri Ram ji ke pujan mein aao Hanuman. So there is a surprise planned for you. And one of our ancestral treat is that when our forefathers, they were in the fields toiling, and they will sing the beraha, and they will make their own pikong, and they will throw pikongs to each other, and they will enjoy their time in the field. This evening I'm going to invite Naresh and members of his entourage to the stage. Let's give him a round of applause, everybody, as he makes his way to the stage.
Seetahal devotees. Well, when I say devotees, I mean everybody who here, right? Seetahal devotees? Right. All you know singing like how all you looking. My name is Naresh Timal and I'm known as the Biraha Raja. And tonight I is here to perform for you Biraha singing. Now you see, Biraha is a form of extempo. And it originated in India. When our foreparents, they used to work over there, and they were attending to the cows. When Lord Krishna
Is there Radical? They're calling you in the back. Quickly. Yeah. If there is a doctor, can we have the doctor? Go ahead, Naresh.
Yeah. So in India, when the Gwals and Gwalins were separated from Lord Krishna, they became very sad. And while attending to the cows, they started to sing. And that is one way of how Biraha singing started. Another way how Biraha singing started, you see, today we have newspaper and television and things now. But long ago they never had that. So in the villages, they would stand on platforms and they would narrate the current situations that is happening. And that is how everybody kept abreast of what is going on. But when they tell the ancestors that they had to go Trinidad, they may know where Trinidad is or what is Trinidad, if there is something to eat or to drink. They just know they're going Trinidad. So what happened? They come in the boat now, and the only thing that they could remember is the stories of the God. And that is how, when they come to Trinidad, Biraha singing started to become religious. When they came here, they wrote their own Biraha about the journey in the boat. And then, when they started to work in the plantation, they write their own Biraha. And they write and they sing, we went and cut the cane, we put it in the train, and we carried Potter Spain. But that's what they used to do. So they write that. And then now, we start to write other Biraha. Now some Biraha that go for 40 minutes. And it could go longer. It is normally accompanied with the Nagara drums. But tonight, I am accompanied by members of the Chatak Shooting Stars Tasa group. And we is going to do here for you tonight, Biraha at its finest. This Biraha I'm about to do here tonight, as this Yagna would have celebrated Lord Krishna, I pray to you that this Biraha explains when Lord Krishna started to play the Basuri, Radha Devi, she became intoxicated by that sweet sound of the Basuri. Such is her love and devotion for the Lord. So too we must have our love in our hearts for the Lord. May Biraha go start from here.
We dedicate this Biraha to Puran Lakinda. May his soul find peace.
हे देखो वृंदावन ऐसा बन नहीं मोरे भैया श्री कृष्ण चंद्र यसनाम हे बंसी बजाए ऐसा बन नहीं मोरे प्रभु जी श्री कृष्ण चंद्र यसनाम अरे राधा तू बर भागनी के कौन तपस्या कीन अरे तीन लोक में नाथ को बसे ही दीन कान्हा के बसुरिया मधुर मुरलिया, कान्हा के बसुरिया मधुर मुरलिया। अरे कान्हा के बसुरिया मधुर मुरलिया, कान्हा के बसुरिया मधुर मुरलिया। कान्हा के बसुरिया रे मधुर मुरलिया के सुने सुने रारा हो गए बवरिया। सुने सुने राधा हो गए बवरिया, सुने सुने राधा हो गए बवरिया। अरे सुने सुने राधा हो गए बवरिया के जमुना तट पर आई रे कन्हैया। अरे जमुना तट पर आई रे कन्हैया, जमुना तट पर आई रे कन्हैया। अरे जमुना तट पर आई रे कन्हैया, मोर मुकुट सिर हाथ में लकुतिया। अरे मोर मुकुट सिर हाथ में लकुतिया, गोपी संग राजा की जय नहीं रतिया। सुज बुझ हो गई देख सवलिया, सुज बुझ हो गई देख सवलिया। अरे सुज बुझ हो गई देख सवलिया, सुज बुझ हो गई देख सवलिया। अरे अरज हमारी सुनहो प्रभु श्री कृष्ण चंद्र महाराज। अरे मैं तो निपत गनवार हो, अरे राखो मेरी लाज। बोलो जय 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 कृष्ण भगवाना, जय 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 बोलो कृष्ण भगवाना। अरे गोपी संग राजा की जय नहीं रतिया, गोपी संग राजा की जय नहीं रतिया। The Ganesh Utsav Foundation has truly left a mark. The Ganesh Utsav Foundation has truly left a mark. Hare the Ganesh Utsav Foundation have truly left a mark. They perform many yajna in Palmis Park. बोलो कान्हा के बसुरिया मरुर मुरलिया, कान्हा के बसुरिया मरुर मुरलिया। अब राधिका श्री कृष्णा मनावे, कृष्णा मनावे। अब राधिका श्री कृष्णा मनावे, कृष्णा मनावे, कृष्णा मनावे श्री कृष्णा मनावे, कृष्णा मनावे श्री कृष्णा मनावे। अब राधिका श्री कृष्णा मनावे, श्री कृष्णा मनावे। हे जो वही भजना सवेरा उठ गावे, जो यही भजना, हे जो वही भजना सवेरा उठ गावे। कृष्णा नारायण जो जग जग पावे, कृष्णा नारायण के जग जग पावे। हे अब राधिका श्री कृष्णा मनावे, श्री कृष्णा मनावे। अब राधिका श्री कृष्ण मनावे, श्री कृष्ण मनावे। अरे जो वही बजना से सांझ के बावे, जो वही बजना, जो वही बजना के सांझ के बावे, सूर्य नारायण की दर्शन पावे, सूर्य नारायण की दर्शन पावे। अब राधिका श्री कृष्ण मनावे, श्री कृष्ण मनावे। अब राधिका श्री कृष्ण मनावे, श्री कृष्ण मनावे। अब राधिका I travel to the east and I travel to the west. I travel to the east and I travel to the west. I travel to the east and I travel to the west. But this pandit right here is the very best. Shri Krishna manawe, ab Radhika. Shri Krishna manawe, Shri Krishna manawe. I sing not for victory, I sing not for fame. I sing not for victory and I sing not for fame. I sing because I love you and hope you feel the same. Hey, ab Radhika, Shri Krishna manawe, Shri Krishna manawe.
रामनगर की बासी रे सुगना, रामनगर की बासी रे सुगना, बासी रे सुगना ओ बासी रे सुगना, बासी रे सुगना ओ बासी रे सुगना, रामनगर की बासी रे सुगना। रामनगर की बासी रे सुगना, रामनगर की बासी रे सुगना, बासी रे सुगना ओ बासी रे सुगना, बासी रे सुगना। रामनगर की बासी रे सुगना, रामनगर की बासी रे सुगना।
संघे 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 लागल कन्हैया, अरे गोकुल चल जाओ तंगे लागल, हाँ गोकुल चल तंगे लागल कन्हैया, तंगे लागल कन्हैया, तंगे लागल गोकुल चली जाओ, तंगे लागल कन्हैया। भूख लगे भोजन का पैयो, भूख लगे भोजन का पैयो, भूखा लगे, अरे भूखा लगे भोजन का पैयो, गहूँ भूखन मर, गहूँ भूखन मर जाओ रे कन्हैया, गोकुल चली जाओ, गोकुल चली जाओ, संगे लागल, हाँ हाँ गोकुल चली। प्यास लगे पनिया का पैयो, प्यास लगे, प्यास लगे पनिया का पैयो, कहूँ प्यास मल जाओ रे, कहूँ प्यास मल जाओ रे कन्हैया, गोकुल चली जाओ, गोकुल चली जाओ, तुम्हें लागल कन्हैया। अमर लगे हिरवा कहाँ पैयो, अमर लगे बिरवा कहाँ पैयो। ओ अमर लगे, अमर लगे बिरवा कहाँ, कहूँ अमल मल जावरे, कहूँ अमल मल जावरे कन्हैया। गोकुल चली जाओ, गोकुल चली जाओ, संगे लागल कन्हैया। नींदा लगे सदिया कहाँ पैयो, नींदा लगे, नींदा लगे सदिया कहाँ पई, कहूँ नींद मल जावरे, कहूँ नींद मल जावरे कन्हैया। गोकुल चली जाओ, गोकुल चली जाओ, चले लागल, हाँ हाँ गोकुल चली जाओ, चले, अरे गोकुल चली जाओ, चले लागल। अनेक तरह से चार गोरी गोरन, चार गोरी जम, ये अनेक तो, ऑलराइट। सुंदर मुरली मनोहर, हे मनमोहन जा करना, अरे खेलत में गोकुल में नंदग्राम कुठाम। अरे बाजे नगारा की ढोल, राजघर दुल्हाए, बाजे नगारा की ढोल, अरे दुल्हाए दुल्हाए दुल्हाए, बाजे नगारा की ढोल। हाथी भी लाए, घोड़ा भी लाए, हाथी भी लाए, घोड़ा भी लाए, अरे उनकी दाम अनमोल, राजघर दुल्हा, बाजे नगारा की ढोल, राजघर। ओ नाचत गावत धूम मचावत, नाचत गावत धूम मचावत, ए बम 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 बोल, राजघर दुल्हा, अरे बाजे नगारा की ढोल, राजघर दुल्हा। ओ बर बर वीरन जो जाए, पर पर वीरन अयोध्याए, अरे बाबा कुछ ना बोल, राजघर दुल्हा, बाजे नगारा की ढोल, राजघर दुल्हा। दुल्हाए 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 दुल्हा, बाजे नगारा की ढोल, राजघर दुल्हा, बाजे नगारा की ढोल, अरे बाजे नगारा की ढोल। थार गोरी जमुना हिलोरे, झूलनिया ले गे मछलिया, थार गोरी जमुना हिलोरे, अरे ले गे मछलिया, ले गे मछलिया, ले गे मछलिया, हाँ ले गे, अरे थार गोरी जमुना हिलोरे, थार गोरी जमुना हिलोरे, दुल्हनिया ले गे मचलिया सास मोरे खोजे ससुर खोजवा सास मोरे खोजे खोजे सास मोरे खोजे ससुर खोजवावे अरे तैया 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 मोरे हार गोरी जमुना हिलो रे हार गोरी जमुना हिलो रे दुल्हनिया लेके देवर मोरे खोजे देवरानी खोजवावे अरे देवर मोरे खोजे हो तैया लगावे महाजाल दुल्हनिया ले गे हार गोरी जमुना हिलो रे दुल्हनिया तैया मोरे खोजे तवते खोजवावे तैया मोरे खोजे खोजे तैया मोरे खोजे तवते खोजवावे अरे तैया 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 लगावे मादाल दुल्हनिया ले गे हार गोरी जमुना हिलो रे हार गोरी जमुना हिलो रे दुल्हनिया ले गे मछलिया ले गे
Wow, Ustad.
Hey, actually, bring the jacket to give back. Later, when you go to the man, you can run that with it? Can you run? Oh. I go to run that. I open it. Children, you go in now. You go in. Yes, Indra. Watching one more lot. Come here. No, go ahead. Two of you together. Give me a I'll look for us. Tell him like that.
अरे छोड़ दिया महल का जाना अरे बलम मोर हो गए बीराना अरे हो गए बीराना अरे हो गए बीराना हो गए बीराना अरे हो गए बीराना अरे छोड़ दिया महल का जाना बलम मोर हो गए बीराना
छोड़ दिया महल खजाना बलम मोर हो गए बीराना छोड़ दिया महल अरे हो गए बीराना अरे हो गए बीराना
हो गए बीराना अरे हो गए बीराना छोड़ दिया महल खजाना बलम मोर हो गए बीराना जब से बलम मोरे हो गए बीर सवार
जब से बलम मोरे गए बीर सवार
जब से बलम मोरे गए बीर सवार
बलमा की मत भौराना बलमा की मत भौराना बलमा मोर हो गए बीर अरे हो गए बीराना हो गए बीराना हो गए बीराना हो गए बीराना
छोड़ दिया महल खजाना
बलम मोर हो गए बीराना
छोड़ दिया महल खजाना बलम मोर हो गए बीराना सुंदर गोरी चली एक जोड़ी
सुंदर गोरी चली एक जोड़ी
सुंदर गोरी चली एक जोड़ी
देख देख लो भाना देख देख लो भाना बलम मोर हो गए बीराना छोड़ दिया महल खजाना हो गए बीराना दिया महल खजाना बलम मोरे हो गए वीराना।
घर के नारी बरस पिया है,
अरे घर के नारी से बैर किया है,
घर के नारी के गैर पिया है।
बाहर से प्रेम लगाना,
बाहर के प्रेम लगाना बलम मोर हो गए वीराना।
अरे हो गए वीराना रे हो गए वीराना,
हो गए वीराना रे हो गए वीराना, हो गए वीराना रे हो गए वीराना। छोड़ दिया महल खजाना बलम मोर हो गए वीराना।
छोड़ दिया महल खजाना।
जब से बलम मोरे गैले वीर सवा,
जब से बलम मोरे गैले वीर सवा,
अरे जब से बलम मोरे जब से बलम मोरे हो गए वीर सवा। अरे बलमा की मत भोराना, बलमा की मत भोराना बलम मोरे हो गए वीराना।
अरे हो गए वीराना हो गए वीराना हो गए वीराना अरे हो गए वीराना। छोड़ दिया महल खजाना, छोड़ दिया महल खजाना बलम मोरे हो गए वीराना।
अरे रे बे जवानी, अरे रे बे जवानी, रे बे जवानी, अरे रे बे जवानी। फुलवा से देख कर राना कराना रे बे जवानी।
अरे घेरे फकीरवा तैयारी दाना रे बे जवान, फुलवा फूले लयत मानी दाना रे बे। नौ दिना के नौवा दुल्हनिया,
किनारे नौवा दुल्हनिया,
नौ दिना के नौवा दुल्हनिया,
लौकिना के अइले दुल्हनिया।
पीछे बूढ़ी कहानी,
पीछे बूढ़ी कहानी सजाना रे बे जवानी।
फुलवा फूले लयत मानी सदाना रे बे जवान।
अरे फुलवा फूल लयत माना सजाना रे बे जवानी।
पक्षी से रख पर आना रे जाना,
पक्षी से रख पर आना रे जाना,
पक्षी से रख पर आना रे जाना।
पक्षी से रख पर आना रे जाना।
छल्ला दे निशानी,
ऐसे
छल्ला दे निशानी सजाना रे बे जवानी।
फुलवा फूल लयत माना सजाना रे बे जवानी।
कहले फकीरवा तैयारी सजाना रे बे जवानी।
अरे रे बे जवानी, अरे रे बे जवानी, रे बे जवानी, अरे रे बे जवानी। फुलवा फूल लयत माना सजाना रे बे जवानी।
दुनिया दौलत मालिक जाना,
ये दुनिया दौलत माल खजाना,
दुनिया दौलत मालिक जाना।
ये दुनिया दौलत माल खजाना।
यही में सकल लपटानी सदाना रे बे जवानी।
ओहो
फुलवा फूले लयत मानी सदाना, अरे रे बे जवानी, अरे रे बे जवानी
ना समझेला।
रे बे। अरे रे बे जवानी, अरे रे बे जवानी, रे बे जवानी, अरे रे बे। पहले फकीरवा तैयारी सदाना
रे बे जवानी।
सूरदास विनय कर बोले,
सूरजात पिए कर बोले,
सूरदास विनय कर बोले।
सूरजात पिए कर बोले।
मिठा जन्म से रानी सदाना रे बे जवानी।
नित्य कर्म सदाना सदाना रे बे जवानी।
अरे फुलवा फूले लयत मानी सदाना रे बे जवानी। कहले फकीरवा अरे रे बे जवानी।
गिरवा तैयारी सदाना रे बेजवानी
अरे पुलवा फूले लायक मानी सदाना
अरे पुलवा फूले लायक मानी सदाना रे बेजवानी.
That means you will never forever remain young. Radu angane yasera mamore lotigi. You go anange yasera mamore. Angane yasera mamore lotigi.
होय अंगनैया होय अंगनैया से रामा मोरे अब लौटी गई हो हरे लौटी गए रामा लौटी गए
रामा लौटी गए ओ अंगनैया अंगनैया तेरा मोरे लौटी. Good Harris, good Harris.
That's our waiting in Sintrade.
It's an idiot. जो हम जाने घरे रामा दिएगी अच्छे अच्छे भोजन बनाए रखे. Yes, very good. All right. अबे मोहन.
हो अंगनैया से रामा मोरे लौटी गए अंगनैया से रामा मोरे लौटी गए
रामा लौटी गए रामा लौटी गए अंगनैया
से रामा मोरे लौटी गए अंगनैया से रामा मोरे लौटी गए.
अरे जब हम जाने घरे रामा ये
जब हम जाने घरे रामा जी है
जब हम जाने जब हम जाने
रामा जी है अच्छे अच्छे भोजन बनाए कपड़े अंगनैया से रामा मोरे लौटी गए
अंगनैया से लौटी गए रामा लौटी गए रामा लौटी गए
अंगनैया से रामा मोरे लौटी गए
अंगनैया से
रामा मोरे. वाह
जो हम जाने घरे रामा जी है
जो हम जाने घरे रामा जी है
जो हम जाने घरे रामा जी है
जो हम जाने घरे रामा जी है.
अरे अच्छे पीरवा जोड़ाए रखती रे
अंगनैया से रामा मोरे लौटी गए अंगनैया से रामा मोरे लौटी गए.
अरे लौटी गए राम लौटी गए राम लौटी गए
अंगनैया से रामा मोरे लौटी गए. जो हम जाने घरे रामा जी है
जो हम जाने घरे रामा
जी है
फूलन के सजिया बनाए रखती रे
अंगनैया से रामा मोरे लौटी गए
अंगनैया.
अरे लौटी गए रामा लौटी गए रामा लौटी गए अंगनैया से रामा मोरे लौटी गए अंगनैया से रामा मोरे लौटी गए
अंगनैया से रामा मोरे.
ए द्वार कबरी जनावे गोविंद लाल बुए गिरे है
ए द्वार खबर जनावे गोविंद लाल भुए
ओ अरे बुए गिरे है अरे बुए गिरे है अरे बुए गिरे है अरे
द्वार खबर जनावे
गोविंद लाल बुए गिरे है
द्वार खबर जाय कहो मोरे बारे बसुर से
जाय कहो मोरे बारे ससुर से
बाय कहो मोरे बारे अरे अनंत पथिया ले आवे
अनन बतैया ले आवे गोविंद लाल द्वार खबर जनावे गोविंद लाल भुइये गिरे है। ये जाए कहो मोरे बारे बसुर से, ये जाए
कहो मोरे बारे बसुर से, आनंद बधैया लियावे,
आनंद बधैया लियावे गोविंद लाल भुइये गिरे है।
द्वार खबर जनावे अरे भुइये गिरे है, अरे भुइये गिरे है, भुइये गिरे है, अरे भुइये
द्वार खबर जनावे गोविंद लाल भुइये गिरे है।
जय कहो मोरे बारे ससुर से,
जय कहो मोरे बारे ससुर से,
जय कहो मोरे मोरे जय कहो मोरे बारे ससुर से, आई के पन्ना
झुलावे, आई के पलना झुलावे गोविंद लाल भुइये गिरे है।
द्वार खबर जनावे, वाह जय कहो मोरे बारे बसुर से, जय कहो मोरे, जय कहो मोरे बारे ससुर, आनंद बधैया लियावे, आनंद बधैया लियावे गोविंद लाल भुइये, द्वार खबर जनावे अरे भुइये गिरे है, अरे भुइये गिरे है, भुइये गिरे है, अरे भुइये द्वार खबर जनावे गोविंद लाल, द्वार खबर जनावे गोविंद।
Sankhya Television is not only the first Hindu TV station in Trinidad and Tobago, but Sankhya TV also has the most coverage. You can find Sankhya TV on